What's up, guys? Jason here with Timber Ninja Outdoors. Going to do a video on a pack dump for whitetail hunting, backcountry hunting. I get a lot of questions from people specifically asking what I pack into the backcountry, what type of pack I use, how I set up my pack and all these things. So just like the boot review we did where we broke down the basics, kind of a non-biased opinion on boots, we're gonna do the same on a pack. I will be going over some of the features of the pack I'm gonna be using this year, which is the Kifaru Stryker. But in general, it's more of just what I look for in a backpack and how I pack it. So let's break it down. So you can see with the pack here, how we have it set up. I like a frame style pack. That way I can separate, put my stand in here, sandwich it between the frame and the pack, and then I attach my sticks to the outside. A frame style pack for whitetail hunting, for the type of hunting I do, mobile backcountry, 2+ miles back, I like a frame pack because I can also pack my animals out. Most of the states that I hunt, you're able to break them down in the field and pack them out. And I've been doing that for years, and essentially even if they're over 500 yards, I'll break them down before I drag them these days, especially in the mountains. But you can see, this design and, with our, prototype stand here, it gets real compact. You don't have anything, too far above your head or sticking out. So when you're packing through the woods, getting in some thickets and stuff, you don't have branches and briars grabbing you everywhere. So, this pack carries this well. It has a little sling design at the bottom to keep stuff from sliding down at the bottom, which I'll show you a little more detail here in a second. And then I attach my sticks to the back here. I'm just showing this with 2 sticks. I usually don't carry more than 3 sticks myself. I like, that 10 to 12 foot range is fine for me. I'm usually able to find good cover and don't get busted. Really haven't been busted in a long time. So as long as I pick my cover right and, stay in the shadows. But yeah, so I'm gonna break down and kind of go into the pack, what I carry for whitetail hunting. Essentially what I have in here right now is gonna be mid-season and beyond. When it's a little warmer, there's some items in here that I won't carry with me. And when it gets super cold, there may be a few other little layers or something that I add to it. But buckles and everything, just buckle it, the sticks come off. So with this Kifaru Stryker, the frame I went with is their duplex light, and they have multiple frame options for you, which is cool about Kifaru. It's really a pack you can custom fit for the person, and I was fortunate enough to be able to go out to Colorado and try on the packs there and see which one I like the most. And I spent over 100 days a year with a pack on my back, either training, climbing, backpacking, hunting, whatever. I spent a lot of days with pack, and I've been doing this for at least 15 years, I believe. And I've used a lot of different packs. I've used Kifaru now this year, Mystery Ranch, QU, EXO, Patagonia, Kelty. I've had a lot of the traditional brands, so had a fair amount of experience with packs to see what I like and what works for me, and maybe learn a little something about that. But how I have it set up right now has 2 points of contact on each side. So you unbuckle those. When you get to the tree, you have 2 buckles on the top. Slide the stand out. And I really like this feature on the Stryker bag. This is a new bag that Kifaru released this year, targeted to mobile whitetail hunters, but I also see a really big benefit to this bag for turkey hunting. I do a lot of backcountry turkey hunting and get my essentials in here that I need. And also, a lot of times it could be 3+ miles that I'm away from a trailhead. So packing a turkey out is important to me too. And having this, I guess what I'm calling a sling design here, you're able to keep that turkey in there tight where it won't drop out. You're not getting blood all over you. Just a really good setup. Another cool feature about this pack that I like is that the water bladder system is against the frame here. Some of the other brands that I've had before, their bladder pouch is in the bag. So when you have a big load here, whether you're packing out an animal or you have your tree stand or whatever it is, it takes up some of the length of your hose. So I really like that feature of this pack, having that bladder next to my body. And before I move on, one thing that I've really enjoyed about the Kifaru pack versus some others I have is their buckles. They have a locking mechanism on the buckle here that kind of keeps it taut. And I just got this pack about a month and a half ago, and mainly just been doing training hikes and did some bird hunting, took it with me, and just some scouting missions and stuff like that. But it rides really well, even through the break-in period. All of my straps stayed in place, didn't have any slippage. Everything was rock solid, super lightweight pack, very comfortable. But yeah, just a really neat design. And this one here is, I believe it's 2,200 capacity, and they have a lot of different lids and bags that you can add to the pack as well for extra storage. But really how I have it packed now is about everything I carry whitetail hunting. This isn't something I would use for multi-day backcountry trips. They have a lot of different bags for that. This year I'm gonna be using their muskeg pack for my longer backcountry western and Alaska trips. But it's really awesome for the whitetail hunter. So things that I carry in the woods with me whitetail hunting is, I always have my safety device for climbing. I use some climbing rope, a couple carabiners is my safety line to the tree. I use one of my old Alpine harnesses. It's really lightweight, very thin. This thing packs up really tight. I mean, I can get it down to where, smaller than an Nalgene bottle, so it packs up very well. And a lot of the hunting I do, I have to pack in pretty good to get there. So I always dress real light, even when colder temps, because I'm going to get sweaty. It's very mountainous country in most of the states I hunt in. So I always leave the truck cold. That's one of my number one recommendations for people that are just getting started mobile hunting, carrying a backpack, packing in, is if you start your walk and you're feeling warm, you're way overdressed. So it's important to start out a little cold, because after, essentially for me, about 10 minutes, I start to warm up and I'm gonna have to shed layers. So I'll pack in pretty light, usually just, merino wool base layer, light pair of gloves, just a normal hat, unless it's just super cold and wind's whipping, and, my hiking boots and thin pants. So, depending on the time of the year, I always will have another layer that I'll put on over my merino wool, something microfleece or wool blend or whatever it is. I use this, this is a Patagonia camo variation. I always have that. And then once it gets in, and really with a pair of base layer merino wool leggings on, and a pair of just regular pants, I switch between the First Light merino wool blend pants, and also use some Sitka, and I actually have some Pranas I wear. Up to about 30, 32 degrees, somewhere in there. I'm usually comfortable in that unless the wind's blowing. So when it gets colder than that, I go to puffy pants. These are actually a Mountain Hardwear product, and all the puffy pants I've tried over the years, in my opinion, they're the most durable. They have reinforced knees and full zip legs and super warm. They cut wind. I mean, they only come in black, but I don't have a problem wearing black solid colors in a tree. I don't get picked off. But I've tried numerous other things. I mean, I've tried the Sitka products. I've tried wool mate. I've tried, pretty much everything out there for cold weather hunting and backpacking. The problem is all these other items work very well for keeping you warm, but the problem is they don't ever pack down very well. And down just, you can press extremely tight, which is important to me. So, you can actually get by using a smaller pack by using these items that compact a lot better. The next item I usually have as a layer is also a down puffy over. This is the Sitka, I believe it's the Kelvin Light or something like that. This product is, it makes a little bit of noise, so what I usually do if it gets real cold, I'll take my soft layer off, put the down puffy on, and then put the soft layer back over to keep the noise down. So. And I always keep my pack packed up with the items I use the least at the very bottom of the pack, and the items that I'm using the most at the very top. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but that's how I pack it. Next thing I have in here is my rain suit. My rain suit stays in my pack from turkey season until my hunting season's over. You just never know when you're gonna need it, and I'd much rather have it than not have it. And this one's a really lightweight QU that I don't even think they make anymore, but it's super light, full length zippers on the legs, easy to get on. It works fine for most stuff that I do. I've never gotten wet in it, and I've sat all day and pouring down raining. But if I was somewhere where I needed my rain gear to be a survival situation, I'm gonna go with something a little bit beefier, like a Grunions or some of the higher end hunting brands. But this works. It stays in here. It compresses really good in this waterproof bag, and just keep it shoved in the bottom there in case I need it. And surprising how many times you need it a year. And I also, I carry my kill kit, so everything I need in here. Quarter bags. I carry a Taito knife with the surgical blades. Have some gloves in here and 550 cord. So that's my kill kit. That's always a necessity. And then I have my bow repair kit that I carry with me. I shoot a traditional bow, so besides my bow actually breaking in half, I can fix pretty much everything in the field. I carry an extra string, a few extra nocks, sharpener, which I use with my knife, and broadhead, so I want to put an edge on it. A little string wax. I carry one Allen head. One of my bows is a 3-piece takedown, and then a small Letterman, in case I need to change a knock or anything like that. But pretty simple and efficient. And also, I don't have it in here right now, but I usually carry some type of first aid blowout type kit, because in some of the backcountry areas, it's really hard to get somebody out to you if you're out there. I do a lot of hunting by myself, and you stick a broadhead in your leg, or you break a leg and have a compound fracture or something. You need to have some things to take care of yourself. You may not ever use it, hopefully, but I'd much rather have it than not have it. And my brother-in-law is a paramedic, so he put together a really good blowout kit in case things got real. Simple to use. I don't have a trach tube or anything in there like that, but tourniquets, quick clot, band-aids, super glue, things like that. Also, I forgot, I'm sitting here. Another thing I always carry is what I call my electronics pouch, and in that I keep a battery charger, charge up my phone, my headlamp, and also my Garmin InReach. I don't go anywhere in the backcountry without this. This thing could be a lifesaver. So it works very well. I can send texts, I can SOS in areas that don't get cell service. And this pack, it's a very minimalist pack. It's cool. It has a couple little extra pockets here. It has one on the inside. You can put a lot of little whatever, snacks, for the day. You can put any of your little items, car keys, hunting license, whatever, in here. And there's another one on the outside of the pack too, which I carry this 550 cord. I use to raise my bow up. I keep my license in this one, which I usually carry a Ziploc bag. It has all the license from states I hunt in it for that year, with a pin. 2 headlamps are always a necessity for me. 2 is 1 and 1 is none is the rule I go by. You know, I have my main one I use is a Petzl Tika, what was it, RX or something like that, R plus. It's a cool little rechargeable light that, I mean, I've had this thing for I believe 8 years. It's cracked. You know, I don't know how many hours I've had this thing, but never has she failed me. And I'm sure that's going to happen at some point now that I said that. But just in case that does happen, I keep a little more economical Black Diamond, you know, battery. It is a battery light, so normally I have an extra battery in there too, but just in case. What else we got here? This wet wipes, obviously used for pooping and clean your hands and all that good stuff. Only thing I haven't not really missing anything, you know, besides my weapon. And weapon I usually carry in my hand. You can strap them on your pack if you want to. If I'm hunting in the woods, I usually carry it in my hand just to keep it from getting caught up and stuff. And you know, a few other features I like about this pack is I really like their belt system, the ergonomics of, you know, how this pack is put together. I get a good airflow that comes through. Some packs kind of crowd my back and get a lot of back sweat is the number one problem I have with some of the packs out there. The pad they have here, you know, they got a little piece of material here that kind of helps, you know, from my experience, keeps it from slipping, and also it doesn't absorb your sweat. So any sweat that would be absorbed would go through here. But you know, the frame is super durable on this thing. I don't know the exact weight rating, but you know, it carry what I need to carry in it. I mean, I've put 60 pounds in it already, not had a problem. The weight neutralizes pretty well. I mean, the number one thing, you know, people have never utilized backpacks for, you know, whitetail hunting, or, you know, didn't have experienced backpack or anything like that, is go somewhere and get a proper fit. You know, I have the belief that packs can be a lot like shoes, I mean boots, or a lot of other things. Is they're pretty individual. So you know, go out, talk to, you know, if you have a chance to go to the manufacturer, try it there, or you can just get out to, you know, any type of outdoor store and, you know, that sells hiking stuff like REI or something like that, or if you have a specialty store in your town, talk to somebody that has some good experience, because, you know, getting proper fit is really important. And just feeling that weight on your back, making sure your straps line up. But I mean, I started hunting with a frame pack at least 12 years ago. Before that, I was just using soft back day packs, and even on short stuff, I use the frame pack. I mean, just how it distributes any weight, it's, you know, way more forgiving on your body. Not having any type of support structure to the pack with some of these soft day packs, you know, you can load it down 15, 20 pounds. And if you're walking a couple miles, it's, you know, it's pretty fatiguing. Whereas, you know, a proper frame pack really distributes the weight. So it's a lot more efficient for you to get through the woods. But yeah, that's about it on packs. If you have any questions, you can you know, hit us up on Instagram or Facebook at Timber Ninja Outdoors, or you can comment through the YouTube. But we're gonna be releasing some more tips and gear review type stuff, you know, just essentials. And yeah, thanks for watching.